and give God praise. For he said, this is the day that he has made, and we should be glad and rejoice. Just lift your hand for 1 minute with me. Blessed be the name of the Lord God. Father, we thank you for this day, Lord God. It was a blessed day, Jesus. And we're giving you the praise. We're giving you the honor. We're giving you the glory. Hallelujah. In your mighty name. As we stand here this evening, Father, we thank you for everyone that are here. We thank you for all the candidates, Lord God. We thank you for all the brothers and sisters, Lord God. Thou knowest the reason we are here this night, Lord God. Because of our country. And my God, without you, Lord God, we're going to be a failure. But we ask in your presence. We ask in your mercy, Lord God. We ask in you that you may continue guiding. Continue to protect us, Lord God. Lead us in the way you want us to go, Jesus. As we ask those mercy, those blessings, in no other name, but in your mighty and most precious name.
We call on Brother Joy Morris as we do the national anthem. And thereafter we will do the party song. So we invite persons from the Women Arm from St. Mark's to also join.
NNP! NNP! Love in the house! A pleasant good night to everyone. And let me greet the most dynamic leader ever passed through Grenada, Carco and Peter Matnick, and the wider Caribbean. And to his left is another patriot, a stalwart, one that will always stand tall and will leave the legacy for another one to take up. Pleasant good night to everyone. Let us show our patriotism for this country of ours as we sing the anthem. Let's join together as I sing. 2, 3. Hail Grenada, land of us, we pledge ourselves today. Heads, hearts, and hands in unity to reach our destiny. Ever conscious of God, being proud of our heritage, may we with faith and courage aspire, build, advance as one people, one family. God bless our nation. Our party. Along with me is the members of the Women's Arm. Join together to sing the chorus. Oh, you can count on me, working for my party, faithful I will be. I will fight with all my might, working for the NNP. You can count on me, working for my party, faithful I will be. I will fight with all my might, working for the NNP.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Morris, and thank you so very much to the folks from the Women's Arm. We now move on to our next item for this evening, and we call on the next item to be the welcome address. And to do so is none other than yours truly. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening, I would like to welcome each and every one of you, starting with Brother Robert White, St. Patrick's East candidate. Our very own candidate for St. Mark's, Dr. Mayana Charles, Senator Dr. Mayana Charles. Our present parliamentary representative, Honorable Clarice Modest Cohen. And of course, among us, the party chairman, former Prime Minister of Grenada, the best Prime Minister that Grenada have ever seen thus far, in none other than Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. This evening, we want to welcome every one of you from the executive. And for those of you, if it's your first time in St. Mark's, then you jump the gun, because when God said he was going to prepare a place for us, he was talking about St. Mark's. Yeah? So you're here very early. Yes? So persons, sit back this evening as you will be edified, educated, enlightened as it relates to matters of this country and more so of the constituency of St. Mark's. And of course, we cannot continue to invite you guys to get registered and check your voters list, ensuring that the work to be done will be done. So folks, we want to give you a warm St. Mark's welcome as we get ready to get into the meat of the matter here this evening. Yes? And folks, we're privileged in St. Mark's here because we have two of Grenada's greatest politicians living in St. Mark's. You don't believe me? We have Dr. Modest and we have Dr. Mitchell, who lives in St. Mark's. I know Dr. Mitchell may not want me to say that too loud. He could borrow it Northwest, but we got to see what we got to see. All right, folks. So we start this evening's meeting by inviting none other than one of the candidates who's vying to become the next parliamentary representative. And without a doubt, we know that St. Patrick's East is going to be in the house of the new National Party, in that of Brother Robert White. We therefore welcome him as he opens this evening's ceremony.
To the shores of Grenada, the son of the soil, Robert White. Village breeze in the morning sun, raised where the river and the ocean run. Father with a purpose in his side, stand firm and steady, Robert White. Hands that build and heart that care, feel the people everywhere. When the nation call, he step up right. Love in motion, Robert White.
St. Mark, are you ready?
Stamp on truth, defend what's right. From the struggle come the light. Forward we go with the Robert White.
Live it up, live it high. We salute the man, Robert White. From the village road to the city light. Stand for the people. Stand for.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for a rousing welcome. I couldn't help but notice, I spent many years making people laugh. And I can't help if my mind carries a certain amount of wit. So I was sitting in the audience there and I heard the message from yours truly. I didn't know that was a fella name, He said that he'll give the message, a welcome remarks from yours truly. Yours truly, good night, I like his nice striped shirt and thing. He well dressed, That's how yours truly does dress. Ladies and gentlemen, sisters and brothers, I want to stand on the protocol already established. I ain't like saying that, but just for the interest of time, because we have quite a few speakers this evening. I am on a stage that I'm extremely familiar with. I have performed here on many occasions. I have emceed on this stage way back in the days of Black Roots Calypso Tent, when Samaritan was a must stop for the Calypso Tent, because that's when we got a full house every time. Those of you who remember the days of Black Roots Calypso Tent?
I have been here too as an insurance agent, and I have made presentations to the school right here. So this is a very familiar stage. But tonight, I'm extremely excited to be here for the first time in my new capacity as the candidate for St. Patrick East, and to lend my support for the next MP for St. Mark. And that is none other than our sister, Dr. Mayana Charles. You know, you heard earlier on that St. Mark's is famous for doctors who live in there, who representing them in Parliament and things. So, right? So we had to get a fitting doctor to follow the shoes of that other doctor, right? And I think, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, residents of Samaritan, Digo Peace, Redmond, Duquesne, Ressus, and other persons who are here present. Tonight we are speaking directly to the backbone of Grenada. The farmers, the workers, the mothers, the fathers, the young people trying to survive, and of course the elderly, trying to stretch every last dollar that they have these days. And so, during my discourse, I will touch on a couple of topics. The first being the high cost of living, which is hurting families in today's economy. You see, the reality is, people are working harder, but they're living worse. I said people are working harder, and they're living worse. And it's not that I necessarily want you to applaud that. It is no laughing matter. But I want to hear your agreement, because we need to agree. We need to understand the issues and tout them whenever we can. You see, wherever you go, there is one disturbing and recurring cry. Groceries are going up. Gas has gone up. Building materials has gone up. Farming inputs has gone up. Electricity and water bills continue to pressure families. Am I correct? And when the cost of living rises, the standard of living falls, unless you are earning significantly more to balance off or at least erase the impact of the increase in the cost of living. You see, families now have to decide which bills to pay first, which child gets what, which food to leave off the shopping list. And I would submit that families should never be made to never have to make those kind of decisions, those determinations. Could you imagine you stand up in the supermarket, this tin, that tin, this tin, that tin, trying to buy at least a tin of sardines, when the major consideration is which one is cheaper? Because the cheaper goods may not necessarily be the most healthy, but yet we are made to have to resort to that which your pocket could afford. You see, the family, as hard as it is, many parents are sacrificing quietly. So in rural communities like ours, people are not asking for luxury. They're asking for fairness. They're asking for relief. They're asking for opportunities. And we say to the government as a result, economic statistics mean nothing if the ordinary people cannot feel the daily improvements, or at least improvement in their daily lives. Does that make sense? The statistics mean nothing if families cannot feel improvements in their daily lives. And so, sisters and brothers, agriculture, this is a farming community, and agriculture is the backbone of this community. So let's talk about agriculture for a bit. You see, agriculture is not just about planting food. Agriculture is about survival. It's about economic security. It's about national independence. And communities like Digo Peace and Red Mud and surrounding areas understand it better than anybody else, because many families were built through farming. I'm sure you'd agree, and as you remember the days of those, the trucks taking banana down to the port for export every Tuesday. You used to have many of those trucks coming from the big estates here, Samaritan estates, right? And these trucks represented income for families so that children could go to school. The nutmeg and the nutmeg bonuses. I remember my grandmother, who was manager of Granby's store then. Sister Clarice Mullers, you remember her, right? Miss Baptiste. And she said that some of our best customers then were the farmers from Digo Peace and Red Mud and the areas. They would credit for the entire year. She trusted them enough, and they lived up to her expectations. And when they got the nutmeg bonus coming to December, they would all come and settle their accounts. And so December was always a fantastic month for her business, Granby Stores. And over time, the people in St. George's who managed Granby's, because she was just the country manager, and when I say country manager, the manager up in St. Patrick, they understood the trust that she had put in those persons, because they always took care of their bills and they got a bonus. Right? So the land fed generations. But what are the realities of today's farmers? Predial larceny, high fertilizer prices, poor farm roads, inconsistent markets, a lack of organized support, limited financing. And I don't want to get riled on the issue of financing. Don't let me get away on this. Right? Because one of our primary institutions that was set up to assist the less vulnerable or the more vulnerable among us, the Development Bank, and that's why it was specifically called Development Bank. We heard recently that they moved from last financial cycle, or fiscal year, as you want to call it, where there was a significant $1.4 million profit to a 1.4 or 6, somewhere about $1 million deficit over the last fiscal year. Now, sisters and brothers, that is the institution that is supposed to help the people who are in need of financing at much more affordable rates of interest and so. So you're talking about your farmers and your persons who involved in agro-processing and small businesses and so. That is the institution that was set up to assist persons like that. Now, I'm not suggesting for a moment that businesses won't go through the cycle of sometimes you have a good year and sometimes you have a bad year. But you move from a $1.6 million in profit and in 1 year to $1.4 million in losses. That is worrying. That is troubling. And I can't tell you I know exactly why, but the reality is that cannot be the modus operandi going forward. We must ensure that whatever systems and so that are there must be adhered to, or must be such that it guards against the losses. I was the president of a credit union, so I know that there are systems that you put in place to ensure that as far as possible, you deal with issues of delinquency and all of that. I don't know what the issues are, but the results worry me. Because once our institutions are losing money, it is cause for concern. Am I making sense here? So while we welcome new ideas and experimentation in agriculture, yes, free potatoes project and local production initiatives, they sound good. But we must ask the all-important question: what are we doing about the crops already sustaining our people? What is the long-term support for cocoa, nutmeg, banana, dasheen, cassava, tania, fruits and vegetables already in demand every single day? You see, we cannot abandon the traditional crops, sisters and brothers, while chasing new headlines. And I have no issue with potato. Grenada, of course, consumes a lot of potato. So I have no issues with potato. But we need to pay particular emphasis and maybe even more emphasis on what we already have, what we do. And that's my point. So let's look at the Vincentian model. In St. Vincent, one of the things they have done well is agricultural specialization. So you have specific areas focusing on particular crops. So as a result, supply remains consistent. Buyers know where to source products. Farmers can plan production properly. Export opportunities improve. Agro-processing becomes easier. And that, of course, is the direction Grenada must move forward. So imagine if areas like St. Mark became known for root crops, fruit production, cocoa excellence, yes, spice processing, poultry support, greenhouse farming. That creates identity. That creates employment. But more importantly, that creates sustainability. Because we know when we want a specific crop, which part of the island we can go to, because that's what they specialize in. Does that make sense? Agriculture must stop being treated as a side hustle. It must become a national economic strategy. And so the government must give real support. Farmers need much more than just speeches. They need better access to financing, farm road rehabilitation, technical support. Too many farmers still feel abandoned after storms, droughts, and economic hardship. And if agriculture fails in the rural Grenada, rural economy collapses. And we can't afford that. We can't afford that. You see, agriculture supports the shop owners, the vendors, the bus operators, the mechanics, the small business people, families, schools. So when farming suffers, it has a domino effect. Everybody suffers. So we have to pay particular attention to our agriculture. But as I close, sisters and brothers, there's one thing that I must touch on, and that I promise to touch on almost every time I take the platform, and that is our democracy and the growing intolerance of opposing views. Another dangerous trend developing in our country is the growing intolerance towards opposing opinions. You see, democracy is not about everybody agreeing, Democracy is about respecting the right of people to question, challenge, and disagree. Too many people, or rather today, too many people feel afraid to speak, afraid to criticize, afraid to question government decisions, afraid of political victimization. This is dangerous for any democracy. Because as I always says, Grenada belongs to all Grenadians, not one political party. The voices of persons from Redmond, Rizous, Duquesne, the voices of people from St. Mark's matter. The voices of farmers matter. The voices of struggling families matter. And leadership must never become so arrogant that it refuses to hear criticism. Strong democracies are built on discussion, not intimidation. And Grenada today feels similar to the period 79 to 83. I lived through it. And I can tell you the only thing is the absence of the guns on the streets and the armored vehicle passing through every so often. But that fright to mention what you feel, that it may be in opposition to what the government wants to hear, that fright, I feel it. I lived through this before, and it worries me. It feels like deja vu. I don't want to see our country go down that road again. It has never been like that under the New National Party. Never. And so in closing, sisters and brothers, the people of rural Grenada do not necessarily want handouts, We want opportunity. We want dignity. We want proper support, leadership that understands the struggles of ordinary people. And so, we say again, agriculture can rebuild this nation, can stabilize families, can reduce food imports, can create jobs, can restore pride to rural families and communities. But it requires vision. It requires planning. And it requires government to truly listen to the people. And as we continue this journey together, let us remember, without truth, there can be no trust. And without trust, there can be no strong nation. Sisters and brothers, I say to you, finally, that we know the difference. We know the difference. We know what life is under the leadership of a new national party. So we don't need no rocket scientists to come and say to us what we need to do to get Grenada moving again. To get Grenada back into the hands of people who care and people who could manage, people who have Grenada's interests first and foremost. And so, that is none other party than the new national party. So when election time comes, we ask you to make sure that you put your X by the, I didn't hear that, put your X by the, and let's keep Grenada moving once again, sisters and brothers. I thank you.
Motion, Robert White.
Not chase glory, not chase hype. Stamp on truth, defend what's right. From the struggle come the light. Forward we go with the Robert White.
Live it up, live it high. We salute the man, Robert White. From the village road to the city.
So thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, another lusty one for Brother Robert White. Thank you so very much. Folks, you can still come on the outside. There are seats available. And guess what? You're in St. Mark's, so we're going to do a little different tonight. You may just be able to win something here tonight. Eh? Yeah, we have something in the bag, in the back for persons. We have a giveaway for persons for that tonight, you know. So if you come and you fix yourself on the inside, you might just be a lucky one this evening. Folks, our next speaker has worn 2 white coats in service to nation and in the clinic or medical practitioner field. A caring mother for children and one in Parliament, fighting for better health care, education, and opportunity for our families. And just let me cut here because we do have our political leader who is here with us this evening. So ladies and gentlemen, please stand as we welcome our political leader, Honorable Emmeline Peer. So yes, folks, thank you so very much and welcome Ms. Peer. So should I take this over or should I just tell you who it is? Folks, our next speaker do understand that good policy starts with listening to the grassroots. That's why she continues to show up in the villages, in the health sector, and right here in St. Mark's. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the parliamentary representative for St. Mark's, and none other than Dr. Clarice Modeste Cohen.
Soca you are the baddest. Hello, says so. Love it. A lady proudly represent we locally and internationally. She has strength and she has character. That is why today we endorsing her. My opinion may differ from some of you, but together let the progress continue. We too
Well, good night and thank you for this warm welcome, Mr. Chairman, and to all of you here, and my dear Parliament, my dear political leader, arriving at the right time to give me some energy. So, my dear political leader, Honorable Emmeline Pierre, a hard-working lady, progressive, committed to country and people. Chairman of the party and former Prime Minister of many years, he has served our country with distinction. Honorable Dr. Keith Claudius Mitchell, Brother Robert White, from St. Patrick East, the entertainer, the man who knows figures. I hear you pass some figures there about the bank, and I could tell you where the money went and why they're in deficit. If you're giving loans to people who are not entitled to it, and you're giving big loans than you normally do, you must end up in a deficit. And especially if they don't pay it back as how they're supposed to pay back. Brothers and sisters, help me greet the next parliamentary representative for St. Mark, Dr. Mayana Charles. Our very own, kind, competent, determined to take our constituency and our country forward, brothers and sisters. And to all of you who are here, our beloved NNPites, take a chair for you. Always there, always there. St. Mark is flying the NNP flag very high. To Grenadians at home and abroad, and everyone listening to this meeting from wherever you are, I warmly greet you tonight. NNP! NNPites! Brothers and sisters, NNP has stood the test of time. And so has St. Mark. We little but we talawa. And I want to show you, I want to remind you that we could have gone further with the support of NNP in government. But NDC, that destructive Congress, they have tried over the years to turn St. Mark back. But tell them they can't do it. And we're waiting for the bell to ring. We're waiting for the bell to ring. Because what they have robbed us, we have to catch up. Every time NDC come in office, we have to catch up. Brothers and sisters, we have weathered the storms, and you have emerged successful and victorious. The people are always the winners, not the politician, not the government, not the prime minister of the day. When the people of St. Mark win, that is a win indeed. When Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique wins, that is a win indeed. Brothers and sisters, the new National Party has demonstrated competence over the years. But most of all, we have demonstrated caring and love for the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. And we continue to serve with dignity, brothers and sisters, regardless to what. In opposition and in government, we have always made the people of our business, and we continue to do so in opposition. So let me just give you a few reminders to substantiate what I am saying about our resilience. We fought storm surge. We fought Hurricane Ivan. We fought Hurricane Emily. And we build back better. We build back better. The agriculture that Brother Robert White lamented, it recovered. Over 90% of our agricultural crops, nutmeg and cocoa and so on, were destroyed. And people thought it couldn't come back. But Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell said, we're ready to build back. And we rallied around him, and we rallied around Grenada. And nutmeg and cocoa and everything came back, brothers and sisters, to pre-hurricane productions, brothers and sisters. But just up the road there, look at what they did to agriculture. NNP organized a road, a farm road just in red mud. It was destroyed by one of the storms that we experienced. And NNP contracted a company to build that back and to build the one from Monsini to Brothers and so on. We did sod turning, and that was a real bona fide sod turning, not the one in St. David's. And construction started immediately. That bridge was under construction because there are lots of lands on the other side, and there are lots of very energetic and keen farmers, as you said, Brother Robert White, in this very area, waiting and ready to work. But if you cannot cross that big gulf that was created, how do you bring your plants and your fertilizers to the land? How do you take back your produce? And so agriculture was stymied for a while. But NNP heard the cries of the farmers and came to the relief, signed a contract. Work started. And if you go there, you will see the shed and the things. They are still there. A few months ago I went. The shed was still there. I don't know if it's been demolished now. But the bridge is no longer under construction, brothers and sisters. That is the destruction of the National Congress, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, I said we build back better. We did housing. It wasn't perfect, but in short order, a lot of our people who were wetting inside the house were no longer wetting. Brothers and sisters, middle-income houses and affordable low-income houses. And even for those who could not afford, no-income houses too, for those who could not afford. Brothers and sisters, the last apartments we built in St. Mark, they are still unoccupied. They are occupied by about 4 people. 130 units. They promised us 500 houses every year. But in one last St. Mark's alone got 130. St. Patrick got its share. St. David's, Carriacou, all over. And we were running towards the 2,000 mark, brothers and sisters. And so we have delivered. And what did they do? They upped the price. They outpriced the low-income people. And they send them to the bank. And now you have empty apartments waiting for people to buy, while you have people still waiting in the house from Hurricane Beryl, brothers and sisters. With all these millions of dollars that the NDC received from the CRIFT money, we build back better without an insurance money. Now they have insurance money with less damage. People in Carriacou balling, people in St. Mark balling, people in St. Patrick balling, because they still have not gotten their houses, brothers and sisters. And you know what is worse? Some of the people whose houses were leaking and so on, they send people and they demolish the house. They say they go build back better. Up to now, the demolished material is still in some of the houses just up the road. A few months ago, I saw one in Fountain. I don't know if they started. Hard cement that dry, all kinds of things. That is how they treat the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, brothers and sisters. So we have to watch that. Now, over 4 years ago, our former Minister of Housing, she promised the eagerly awaiting apartments. In just a few weeks, the keys were handed over to her, brothers and sisters. She still have the keys, and the apartments, they're empty. But I was hoping Sister Lisa would have come here tonight from St. Andrews Northwest. I want Sister Lisa to ask her for the keys. Let Teacher Lisa show her what to do with it, just as how Teacher Lisa teaching her a lesson in St. Andrews Northwest, how to treat people with love and dignity. Give us the key. We begged for it. We built it. Give us the key so we could put people in the rightful places in those apartments. Brothers and sisters, I spoke about the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl, how people still suffering. With millions of dollars in the hands of the government, we just don't know what they do with it. And up to now, the people of Carriacou especially, they are still balling. While a few photos are being engineered every now and then to make people believe something happening. But the reality is that what is happening in Carriacou cannot suffice for the needs of the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Brothers and sisters, I want to move to youth and progress. And I'm trying to keep it more to St. Mark, but this is replicated all over the country. We had a successful youth program. Imani, Empower, Project Flight, people learned skills. They became self-employed. People got jobs. And some didn't take jobs, but you can't force everybody. But you have to provide the enabling environment. And this is what the new National Party did. We opened Youth Biz in Victoria, Alston, George Park to be specific, to cater for St. Patrick and St. John, the young people. It was an incubator for youths so that they could generate business ideas, write proposals, and obtain funding, either from grants or from very concessional loans. You know, they just, when they came in, without consulting the youths, without getting them together and asking them what the situation is, without putting something better, because if you say, oh, it's not good, put something better and we will praise you. You know, they closed Youth Biz that serviced St. Mark, St. Patrick, St. John, the youths, brothers and sisters. And then we wonder, why they're gambling? We wonder why they're getting into trouble. Because NDC has failed the youths in our country, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, we purchased welcome the champion for Northwest. The second champion. The first champion is there. The second champion for Northwest. So brothers and sisters, some years ago, the new National Party government, at my request, purchased what used to be the Victoria Hotel. And that again was supposed to be a building for youths to grow, for them to again come up with ideas, a community space right in the center of the town, and for older people to carry on with community activities or just fellowship with one another. You know, they come again. And they closed down. There was a project going on. Because when we turn sad, we start the work immediately, brothers and sisters. So the work was on to repair that building so that the people in the community can have it for various activities. They stopped the project immediately. They paid off the contractor and they closed it down again. I tell you, we little but we tell our, because their aim is to destroy St. Mark, but they can't do it. We're just waiting for the bell to ring. They can't do it. We're resilient as ever. So they closed it down again for 4 years, almost 4 years. Just now it's 4 years, you know. Tomorrow morning it's 4 years. They closed it down. And for a number of years, and they say they like youths. They're doing a rally for youths. They're doing all kind of things. What you have to do is real meaningful work. Training opportunities, facilities for the youths so that they can thrive and grow, brothers and sisters. And the NNP, when we come back, we're going to teach them that again. Brothers and sisters, they start to fix Victoria Hotel. You know why? For 4 years, the police been waiting to find a place to stay. Now the police getting frustrated. So they scramble to go and do it. And now they want to have elections. So they're scrambling to do some little things to say, well, we do things. I hear people say that they do, in 4 years, a lot of things that we didn't do. I want to see which project they started and finished in 4 years. Is the only NNP that has done that, brothers and sisters. So, brothers and sisters, just down there, a state-of-the-art facility a resource center just up the road there, a few minutes walk. And I was hoping you all would have come early so I could have given all you a little tour. But, they might have jailed me too because, they own everything. The first thing they come in office, they take the key for the community center. They don't know nothing about it, They take the key. They're good at taking the keys. So they come, they take the keys. I wasn't there. Otherwise, we'd have a scramble. I would not have given it to them. No, I would not give it. I was not there. When they came, they tell me, so-and-so came. I say, well, all you're wrong. I that go and beg for it. We that bill it is not mine, but it's the people's own, and I'm the MP. But anyway, they take it, and all you didn't hear nothing about the scramble because I was not there. Brothers and sisters, all that is waiting for this place to be is finished. We got money, not government money, not NDC money. We got money, but the money must go. You see, Dr. Mitchell teaches us how finances must be used and how we must respect the nation's finances. So, that money was put in the consolidated fund, but it's not theirs. Yes, now we're begging. This is not just a resource center. It is also a shelter in times of disaster. Put 2 little beds, put some chairs, and so on. Furnish the place, because the money is there. And if you spend it, you have to account for it. It's not yours. It's not yours. And up to now, that place is there. Plain field we bought. Piece of land, piece of land, piece of land. And it's beautiful. Brother, I go take it. You're near next door. But you and Brother Jelani, I'm going to take you all there. So, brothers and sisters, that is the mischief. That is the mischief of the new National Party. And I cannot end without talking about fishing. The NDC. That is the mischief. We built fish markets in Duquesne. We upgraded Waltham. We upgraded Victoria. I'm getting some kind of feedback. Okay, we upgraded. We put cold room. We put freezer. We put everything. Right? And we know what they did. They caused the fishermen to lose the market. And they promised, they said they get fish, they get market in Canada, they get in other islands, they get in Trinidad. But as soon as they could export it, all those markets that they got just died. You ever hear that? If you get a market, you could use it as you want to. The market just died, brothers and sisters. And NNP again came to the rescue to build a jetty for the people of Waltham. NDC come and they stop it again. I don't know how we get projects in St. Mark. Because every time NNP start a project, NDC come in office and they stop it. For the 4 years or the 5 years in office. People, you must not forget that. You must tell your children of the mischief and the cost of the National Democratic Congress. They must remember that. It has slowed us down, but it has not broken our spirit. And so we will continue. We have a beautiful, wonderful lady. A beautiful lady. A caring lady. A competent lady. A lady who has already started to serve St. Mark. She don't win yet. But she win already. She win already. She's a fighter. A fighter for health. She's a COVID giant. While our present Prime Minister was sleeping in his bed, this lady was out deliberating how to deal with COVID and to save the lives of Grenadian people. That is the kind of champion we want. That is the champion we go get. And that is the champion we go vote into office. Whatever date they call, whatever time they come with, whatever games they play, we ready. We ready, brothers and sisters. Support that lady. Support NNP. NNP will see you through. Good night, brothers.
Dr. Modest, we supporting you. We supporting you. all the things NNP did for this country.
Folks, I almost going to ask what's the number for 911. Because she was about to get real hot in that place, eh? All you realize how hot she about to get? Yeah, I had to come in because she started to get a little bit warm. Yes? Folks, our next speaker has spent years in front line and so in the field of medicine. And of course, the island, she have cared for persons, and you just heard, even during COVID-19. She knows the long waits in the clinic, the costs of medicine, and of course, she needs no better opportunity to help our young people in Grenada. She's stepping forward not for the title, but for tangible change, better access to healthcare, stronger support for farmers and fisher folks, the real investment in our schools and road. St. Mark's, please give me the opportunity to welcome this evening our next parliamentary representative in none other than Dr. Mariana Charles. And here, I know the noise loud, but we have a brand new tune for Dr. Mariana to boss the night. So DJ, play the tune.
Healing the nation, breaking down walls, from the sick bed to the call of the land. She bringing hope with a caring hand. Stand up strong, St. Mark people sing this song. New direction, time to rise. See the future in her eyes. She was there when the people in pain, late night calls in the pouring rain. Not just talk, she lived the care. Every life matters, she always there. From the clinic straight to the street, meeting the people, feeling the heat, understanding what we go through. Now she's stepping up to lead us to a heart that listens, a mind that knows, a leader that truly grows. Not just promise, not just style, real compassion all the while. Doctor for the people, Mariana Charles, healing the nation, breaking down walls, from the sick bed to the call of the land. She bringing hope with a caring hand. Clarice lay the groundwork, she play a part, serving St. Mark with a
St. Mark's. St. Mark. Tonight is a special night. I tell you, when I was driving through the constituency and I see persons all the way from Maran, you drive through Victoria, you come up with Versailles, Waltham, Numperl, Duquesne, all the way Samaritan, it's just people from St. Mark. And I'm so happy tonight to see the St. Mark representation here tonight. So to my beautiful people of St. Mark, I say good night to you. Give yourself a round of applause. If I love you guys one more time, I don't know what I'm going to do. Good evening, good night once again to everyone joining us here. Persons at home, online, and across the diaspora. And I have a special request to honor tonight. I usually don't call names, but I got some special requests with persons in the diaspora reaching out. So tonight, I want to extend special greetings to the Grant, Mitchell, Charles, Joseph, Alexander, and Julian families tuning in from overseas tonight. Though miles may separate us, we feel your love, and we know that your heart remains in St. Mark. So to our diaspora posse from St. Mark, I say to you, good evening. Before I go any further, permit me to acknowledge our distinguished chairman, the best Prime Minister of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, the Right Honorable Dr. Keith Mitchell. And also welcome me in acknowledging our dedicated, hard-working political leader, the Honorable Emmeline Pear.
And I must also recognize a phenomenal woman, a pillar of St. Mark, my guiding light, my mentor. And when she stood up and speaks tonight, I say, well, I don't need to come up here. Help me, stand up and help me in acknowledging the Honorable Dr. Clarice Modest Cohen. I also want to recognize my brothers and colleagues, and I would say tonight, the next parliamentary representative for St. Patrick East, my brother Robert White, and my next brother, he needs no introduction, and I know the next parliamentary representative for St. George's Northwest, Adrian Joseph. And I must also recognize the hard-working representative of the constituency branch. Did you guys hear Mr. Morris tonight? I was touched. Our powerful women's arm, our vibrant youth arm, and every supporter, friend, and citizen who has come out tonight because you believe in the future of St. Mark, but more importantly, you believe in the future of Grenada. So I welcome you. My brothers and sisters, for me, tonight is not just another political meeting. It is a reminder that the strength of St. Mark's has and will always be you, the people. And the people of St. Mark's, as Dr. Modest mentioned, will continue to fly the NNP flag high and proud. So St. Mark's, I'm going to ask you a very important question. Are you ready? As a matter of fact, are you registered and ready? Are you ready to stand up for your community? Are you ready for your voices to be heard? Are you ready to move forward together? Well, I say to you tonight, I am ready. And I am ready to move forward with you. I am here to work for you. Not for me, but for you. And I stand before you not simply as a candidate. I stand before you as a daughter of this community. We've heard the narratives, but it's falling on deaf ears. It's falling on the ground. And as a proud Grenadian, as someone who has sat in your homes, walked among you, felt your pain, and heard the cries arising from my hard-working brothers and sisters. Let me say from the very beginning, tonight is not about a noise. It is not about a division that too often floods our public spaces and poisons our public discourse. And my brother Robert spoke about it, because that is not who we are. This is not a new national party. We are people built on compassion. We are grounded in love for country. And we will continue to have a deep sense of responsibility to each other. We are people of love. And as Adrian always says, love in the house. This is who we are. And we are committed to serving people. There is no room for hate. So to be clear, tonight is about you. We don't have room for hate in our hearts. It's only love that is in our hearts. And love will continue to remain in our hearts for the people of this country. And St. Mark's, I say to you, you need somebody who will see you. Somebody who will listen to you, stand with you, and work for you. St. Mark, I see you. I hear you. I stand with you, and I will continue to work for you. And I say to you tonight, 4 years of carelessness from this current administration is enough. So if you feel like it is enough, I want you to say enough is enough. You know, as I move through this constituency, and as I said before, from Samaritan to Maran, from home to home, I am seeing and hearing one painful truth over and over. The people of this country, the people of our beautiful Grenada is hurting. There is no other way to put it. Our people is hurting. And you do not always see the pain that lives behind those closed doors in the homes of our beautiful parish. I see daily. The extent of suffering in this country is hidden. It is real and it is heartbreaking. You know, I have met parents under some serious pressure. And multiple parents. I'm not talking about one mother. I'm not talking about two. I am talking about multiple people in this constituency unable to send their children to school. And at times, they are unable to put food on the table. They have to ration between paying the electricity bill, putting a little something towards the water bill, or buying groceries. How long can a household live like this? How long? Tell me. How long? Until the lights cut out and our children have to go back to street lights to do their homework? How long can this go on for? How long before measures are put in place to ease the burden of the rising cost of living on our people of this country? How much more can we take? I have met young men and women, and I am very passionate because I am one of them, who want opportunity, but they cannot find a clear path. I have spoken to so many of them. They are not lazy. They are not lost causes as they want us to believe. Most of our young men and women want to earn a decent living. So the young people here tonight, do you want to earn a decent living? Do you want to live a comfortable life? They want to build that comfortable life. They want a fair chance. But there is no clear pathway. And when there is no clear path forward, what happens? Frustration takes root. And when frustration takes root, too many begin to look for an escape instead of a purpose. And they are often drawn to things like gambling. And I know you have seen it in our communities, the rise in gambling. I mean, you're looking at people whole night into the morning. They're up gambling. You think they want to gamble? You think they want to be out there doing that? And there is much more other problems besides the gambling, much more other things that they look to. And this is not because our young people lack ambition. It is because they have lost hope. That cannot be the future of St. Mark. And that cannot be the future of Grenada. We must and we will again create pathways. Pathways into skills. Pathways into technology. Pathways into earning an honest income and personal dignity for our young people. To the young people here and to those listening tonight, the NNP is committed to investing in you, opening doors for you, and helping you build that comfortable life that you so desire. You know, I have met families. I see Prince come and stand up. I don't know what that means. Prince, what you're saying? Okay. I have met families still fighting, and this one touched me, to repair their roofs, their floors, bathroom, and homes, nearly 2 years after Hurricane Beryl, right here in St. Mark. 2 years after tens of millions was paid to the government of Grenada. And many have told me that, people came to them, They look at the damage, they took down their information, and then nothing happened. It's a recurring theme of nothingness. Some feel ignored because of the party they support. If that is so, I say to you, this is wrong. It is vindictive. It denies people dignity because of politics. This is not who we are as a people. Housing assistance must not depend on who you know. It must not depend on who you support. And it must not depend on who you take a picture with. People are afraid to take a photo with me, It must not depend on that. Because when Hurricane Beryl struck this country, it didn't ask you which party you supported. Help must not ask that either. We must help people in need. And I say to you, we cannot, as a nation, continue like this. And I have met people in this constituency who are sick. and they simply cannot afford basic tests and medication. I mean, they're barely affording to live with a rising cost of living. One woman said to me, Doc, I know I need a medication, but I will get it when I get a little extra something in my hand. Brothers and sisters, this is somebody who is employed, someone trying, but still unable to meet the cost of care. Day after day, more Grenadians are reaching out for help. I know you are seeing it. I am seeing it. I am seeing more and more GoFundMe pages on social media. And healthcare professionals in this country will say to you that this is the worst they have ever seen the state of healthcare in this country. And I ask tonight, what kind of country are we building if day after day, week after week, we are out of medical supplies, we are out of basic medication? What kind of country are we building if we don't have a proper plan for healthcare? How much more have to die for this administration to wake up and take action? How much more has to be a statistic for something to happen? They're asking us to wait for a project. I said to you, St. Lucia, our neighbors, they did a 100-bed facility. Do you know how long that hospital takes? State-of-the-art hospital. You know how much years it takes? 16 years for commissioning. And they're telling us in 3 years, we're getting 250 beds on land that was not even prepared. I heard on one program that the land had to elevate by how much meters? And I wouldn't labor much details there because I know you guys know what is going on in this country. My brothers and sisters, I have met business owners in this constituency, and they are watching their sales, their business collapse. They tell me, Doc, the place dead, the economy dead. One man told me, he said, Miss, whoever is there now, they need to go. He said, my stock not moving. He said, for the whole month, I'm barely struggling to sell 5 cases of drinks. And once we talk about drinks, they're thinking in alcohol. But there's all kinds of drinks. And imagine for 1 month as a shopkeeper, you're struggling to sell 5 cases? The economy is dead. And any businessman or woman throughout the length or breadth of Grenada will tell you that the economy is bad. The money is not circulating. Here in St. Mark, as I walk through, and I know you see it too, I see this picture daily. People cannot continue to survive like this for the whole day. Some businesses not a sale because people don't have the money. They don't have the extra income to spend on additional things. And when it comes to our fisher folk, similar sentiments are being echoed. To date, we have had 2 consultations with our fishermen, and the last being in Waltham with Dr. Modest. And these are men who rise early. They face uncertainty every day. They risk their lives. They support our economy, and they help feed this nation. When the sea gets rough, you think they're staying home? No, they're going out. When the catch is uncertain, they're still going out. When the markets are uncertain as it is today, they are still going out. So when an issue affects something that we call a fish aggregation device in St. Mark, and this is something that attracts fish to our area. So if a fisherman goes, he's guaranteed to catch something. This has been an ongoing issue for our fisher folks for months. And this is not just a technical matter, it is a livelihood matter. When something affects a fisherman's ability to earn, it affects household, it affects his children, it affects our very communities. And myself and Dr. Modest, we doesn't sit down, We doesn't sit down in this constituency, I tell you. We're not in office, but we continue to work and advocate for our people. We reached out to the relevant stakeholders on this matter, and I am pleased to tell you tonight that the requisite equipment has been ordered, and the issue is expected to be resolved in short order. But I also want our fishermen to know this. My support, our support, will not begin and end with this one issue. We will continue to consult with you. We will continue to listen to you. And we will continue to advocate for the fishing sector in St. Mark. Well, I don't know. Prince just come back and he put up a sign for me. He's telling me to wrap up. But I'm asking you to give me 5 more minutes. That's okay? Tonight, St. Mark, they tell me 3. So we have 3 minutes. I say to you, I see you, I hear you. We in the new National Party, we see you, we hear you, we are listening, and we will continue to show up for you. We will continue to advocate and ask questions on your behalf. Let me say this, and I will address this tonight, as many of my brothers have done. Citizens have a right to ask questions when they witness the wastage of their hard-earned taxpayers' money. While healthcare is falling apart, housing recovery is incomplete, young people are drifting, we are losing our young people, social programs are suffering, and families are crying out. People have a right to ask questions. They have a right to ask whose money is paying for the show and the gimmicks. People have a right to ask when they see a delegation that came in silent and left silent, how does this benefit us? And nobody must make you feel guilty for asking those questions. Your taxpayer dollars are not private property. Public money must serve the public interest. It must serve the public good. But while we demand accountability, we must also speak about the kind of politics that is being promoted in this country. Something troubling is happening, you know. Too much hate is being promoted. Too much social media poison is being spread. Too much citizens are attacked for asking questions. Too many people are mocked because of the party, because they support another party. What is this? Too many lies and insults are replacing serious discussions and the real issues. We are no longer arguing issues, you know. We are shunning personal attacks. We need to get back to a state where we are actually arguing the issues. And yes, we must say it plainly, the negativity and the hate encouraged by elements associated with the NDC on social media is unacceptable, and this must stop. It is unacceptable when our people are being bullied because they speak up. This is a democracy the last time I checked. It is unacceptable when young people are taught that politics means cruelty. What is this? It is unacceptable when disagreement becomes disrespect. And I say to our supporters tonight, do not let anybody drag you in the gutter. We will not insult with another insult. We will continue to answer with truth. We will continue to answer with facts. We are a party of love. Let's not spread hate. We will answer by walking the ground. We will answer by listening to our people. We will answer by standing with families. We will answer by continuing to work for our people. Because after all is said and done, we have to live together, you know, whether we like it or not. We still have to go to the same churches and worship together. We still have to work together. We still have to pass one another on the road. We still have to raise children in the same communities. We have children going to the same schools. So yes, let us debate. Let us disagree. Yes, let us ask the hard questions. But let us never forget our humanity. Let us not be disrespectful. And as I stand before you tonight, and yes, sprints are wrapping up, don't worry. I will not tell you here that every road will be fixed tomorrow. I will not tell you that every young person will have a job in the morning. I will not tell you that every house will be repaired overnight, but I will tell you this. The new National Party will respect you, not talk down to you. The new National Party will listen to you. We will not dismiss you. The new National Party will ease your burdens. We will not add to them. The new National Party will open doors We will not shut them closed. We will continue as a new national party to develop practical solutions to address the issues that confront us. The NNP will continue to place people at the center of national development. And I believe with everything in me that this constituency will continue to grow stronger, from strength to strength. Because I believe in you, the hard-working mothers and fathers, the young people with dreams bigger than their circumstances, and the elders who sacrificed that we stand on here today, who sacrificed, built this community. My brothers and sisters, this is not about me. This is not about one person. It has always been about all of us. Standing together, lifting each other up, and refusing to leave anyone behind. We all moving forward together. So tonight, I ask you to believe again, because together we will rise. The new national party will come back to govern this country. And NNP will continue to stand strong in St. Mark. And Dr. Modest and Dr. Mitchell, I know you will continue to stay right here with us. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Clarice lay the groundwork, she play a part. Serving St. Mark with a dedicated heart. Now the man to pass the journey continue with fresh strength and a wider view. From the hills of Mount St. Catherine, we're rising to the sunset shore. We're ready for more. Fountain and Eagle Peace, stand up, show peace. Down to Duquesne stands, we united, hand in hand, committed to the nation's health.
She give me a little hug there and she tell me, you're lucky you come. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, give a lusty round of applause to Dr. Mariana Charles. Again. And imagine we have a little prediction, and if you know about athletics or you know about sporting activities, we had two persons that are already first and second based on prediction. And guess who's for second? Dr. Mariana Charles is for second. Guess who's for first? Brother Adrian. Yes? So, we have two persons in the race that are very much competent enough. All right? Folks, we did tell you very briefly that we had a little giveaway to give somebody this evening. And we think we're joking. We're an MP, we don't make joke, you know. When we say what we say, we do what we do. Right? So starting from the political leader, who is number one, we are going to come the 20th person. The 20th person there. We are going to select you. We have a financial institution in which we have a voucher of $100, and we're going to give it to a child. So that 20th person, you are going to have a child in which you can open an account at the financial institution. We're going to indicate the financial institution. So if we start very quickly, so the political leader, you're number one. The chairman, number two. Dr. Mariana, number 3, 4, 5. Dr. Modest, you're 6, 7. The gentleman there, 8, 9. We're going to cross by Sister Jodne. 10. Oh, we have behind it. 10, 11. Then the lady behind there. 12. We're coming back across here by Sister Jode. 13, 14, 15, 16. Then we have 17, 20, 17, 18. We're coming back over here. 19, we're 20. 20, stand up. Miss Digans, you're number 20. So, Miss Digans, we have an envelope for you here. All the information is on the inside. So therefore, sitting in front. So you know when you come to the meeting, sit in the front. We don't come to people in the back, don't they? So Sister Diggins, come to the front if you want to be a part of it. So Sister Diggins, when you do open, you would see all the information. And you can choose if it's your grandchild, somebody's child, it's a friend child. It is all yours, all right? Congratulations to you. St. Mark's, we do it a little bit different. Can't just come here. You feel like you didn't Wagiti bingo? That's okay. That's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker, he has been, as per usual, breaking the internet. Today I see a clip where he had somebody feeling uneasy, himself and the political leader singing lustily, and the individual standing not too far was a bit uneasy. There is just the touch of it. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker holds a PhD in mathematics from the Howard University and has served the people of Grenada for 3 decades, including 4 terms as Prime Minister. Under his leadership, Grenada have seen many advances in education, infrastructure, economic recovery after Hurricane Ivan. He remains an active voice for our region development, youth empowerment, and governance in the Caribbean. Please join me in welcoming this evening the present parliamentary representative for St. George's Northwest, none other than our former Prime Minister, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Claudius Mitchell.
Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Old people, they say, back long time ago, it's something and break, don't fix it, leave it so. And up to this day.
Well, yes. Well, yes. Wait, no, you're getting ready for election tomorrow? St. Mark's. Well, what can I say? Maybe the first thing is to do my duty to recognize our distinguished leadership here tonight, our political leader. Of course, your next representative in St. Mark's, the firebrand, our brother Robert White, the next successful candidate for the constituency of St. Patrick East, and of course, Adrian gone already, anyhow, everybody, and my brother Adrian was here with us. And to all of you and my good sister who we're still in Parliament and still making our contribution, although I don't go inside it as often as she does. I'm tired in Parliament watching these fellas and them in Parliament. So friends, I'm delighted to be here. But the truth really is, after I listened to the presentation tonight, I don't believe I have much to say here. I don't believe I have much to say. I thought at one time I might see fire coming from my mouth because she was on fire tonight. But you know something? That is because of the passion, the love, and the care of people like Mayana for our country and for you, the people. I think that is one thing you would see throughout the entire team of the New National Party. And that's why I'm so happy and proud. Some people think that I'm leaving. No, I'm not going anywhere. But I'm so happy to see the team that has emerged and to know that this country will be in extremely good hands after the next general election is gone. Friends, as I sat there tonight and I reminisce about where we had this country, how people were free, they were happy, and they had expectations of the future. And in 4 years, all that has been dashed. It's a very sad thing. Friends, it's hard to contemplate and to realize what has taken place. with the callousness of a government. A prime minister that has no interest in people, cares nothing about anybody. A government that is supervising over the destruction of its own citizens. It is frightening. And it makes you hurt because you know how things were. Friends, I remember the days, every time I come to these parts, I can never forget Redmond, Fontaine, Digo Peace. The days that when you had to turn on electricity in this area and lift the lives of the people in those areas. Rural communities that were abandoned and left for the decay. They had life again. In fact, when we turn on light in Redmond, some of the best roti I ate in my life was in Redmond. I could never forget that. But seriously, our country, we are in trouble. We are in trouble right now. Sisters and brothers, we are in trouble. I think a number of Brother White spoke about a number of mothers that can't send their kids to school. I think other persons mentioned it. And we see that problem all over the country. The pain, the economic problems that exist in the country today. You pass through Grenada, you drive through Grenada, and you think the whole place is like a ghost town, every part of the country. Places that used to be buzzing with activity and people happy, because they're doing things for themselves and their families are enjoying reasonable life. Everything dead. I made a famous statement in Parliament that, Lance is a place that always, no matter what time, whether it's 2 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, you're passing music and life buzzing in the Lance. I passed through Lance now, and he dead. NDC killed the Lance. But seriously, sisters and brothers, that is the extent of what we are facing in the country. But let me make this point. I am hopeful. I am hopeful because I see the emergence of the rescue team. I see the team that will rescue this beautiful country not long from now. And that is what has given me hope. That is what has given me hope. Friends, but let me outline some things. I have never seen more lies perpetuated on the people of this country by someone, and this is not, I am not here talking about the government, because let me tell you something. A team could be very good, but if you have a bad leader, you're in a lot of trouble still. If you have a lying leader, you're in a lot of trouble. If you have a leader that you cannot trust, you're in a lot of trouble. You have a leader that telling you morality is a private business. In other words, you could do any damn thing. Serious, friends, I don't think we realize how serious the situation is, when your leader, that's why I speak to it, I'm not going to talk about the rest of them. Because things start from the leadership. When the leadership tells you that morality is a private business, and you don't hear one religious leader talking about it. If Keith Mitchell had said morality is a private business, Jesus Christ, I had to run from Grenada. Not one religious person. I have to play a religious person to talk about me, Keith Mitchell, morality. But I have to talk, and we have to talk, because This is a serious business. A statement like that goes down far. Somebody was talking about the amount of kind of houses they see in the country all over the place. A while ago, I heard while I was sitting there, I heard them mention it. I ain't going to repeat the name. Well, morality is private business, so everybody do what they want. The young people gambling all over the place, they have nothing to do. Morality is private business, do how you want. Everybody could just do what you want. This is the voice of the Prime Minister of the country. Sisters and brothers, come and they tell you he bring in what? Polaris? Polaris? So they're telling you now, don't worry now. When you go to the hospital, you can't get a blood test. You can't find out your sugar level because it's a simple test, you know. Some strips. And you know, as black people in general, in this hot climate, most families suffer with high blood pressure and sugar levels problems. So any country that has a history of black persons in it and they don't have your medical care does not have basic services to deal with high blood pressure and sugar levels, then it tell you how bad the things are in this country. But he's not telling you anything about this. He tell you, don't worry about that. You can't get anything done. Some people say, if I go down, I can't even get aspirin. Some people tell you that, you know. Don't worry about that, man. The big, nice hospital coming, how many years from now? So you could dead now. When it come, you're going to rise up again and cut back to life. You're going to come back. But you know, this is a serious thing. This is a very serious thing. And therefore, we have to believe where you see in this hospital, it's another lie. And don't play, sisters and brothers, do not forget. This man we have in office, his name is Deacon. The corn. Don't play with that. Because it's out to fool you. So now, what they're telling you, man, don't worry. You see election coming now? They're paving all road they could pave road. If you have a yard and you call them, they want them paved, they're going to pave the yard too for you now. They're jumping all over the place now. They want to do everything they think they can do because it's out to fool you again. So 4 years of pressure, 4 years of suffering, and wait, because we're going to do whatever we want, because that's the plan, you know. The plot is fool them again. I fooled them once. I come in to fool them again. That is the message that is coming, friends. But we have one message for them. We have an NNP team ready and waiting to take the mantle of leadership in this country and to rescue this country, sisters and brothers. And in St. Mark's, you can't do better. You had Sister Clarice who gave human service to his constituency and is continued to be there to serve. But you have Sister Mayana there now ready and willing to take the service forward, working with you, the people of St. Mark's, and Sister Clarice and others and friends. You can't want it better, St. Mark's. And this is one of the things I believe we should all be proud of.
Just take constituency by constituency, friends, throughout the country. I am telling you, I've been in this business for 42 years. This is the best crop of candidates I see from constituency to constituency throughout the country. So, Sister Emmeline, you have a good thing going for you. A good team that would help you to continue to manage the Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique and to bring benefits to all the people, to all and sundry. And that is why I am so happy to be here tonight, friends. I'm happy, therefore, to say to you, do not play with that voters list. This guy will do anything to win an election. Look at that voters list and make sure you know every name on that list. Don't be surprised. You see they bring in plane loads of people here. Plane loads of people coming in here. Don't be surprised. You're hearing about a June with diaspora people coming in. I am just saying, friends, take no chances. Take no chances. Examine the voters list. Because I don't see how this country can take 5 more years of Deacon Mitchell and his bands. Peace and brothers. Do not take any chances. Now, a plane load of people came in here a few days ago. Some brothers from an African country. And that is no problem for us. But the kinds of things that has been practiced during the period they were here, it's frightening. And I cannot blame the people. Those who invited them are the ones who may have told them they could do what they want. So I'm not here to talk about, to blame them in any serious way. The persons who invited them, if you invite someone to your home or to your village, you have to be able to tell them about the things that are acceptable and the things that are not acceptable. So the fact that they came as invited, and some people say, we paid for them. I heard it. I don't have the facts. But I only saying I heard that we sponsored the trip. We cannot buy medication for poor people in the country. We cannot provide serious opportunities for the young people of our country. But we can bring in ton loads of people and fet for so. Just fet. Friends, I'm saying therefore to you and to all of us, let's make sure that we take care of this country's future. Let's make sure that when this bell is rung, that is the last we will hear about Deacon Mitchell and that band of persons governing Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. And therefore tonight, I was satisfied. I heard it so much food for thought. Sister Mayana gave you a mouthful. Brother White gave you. A brother who spoke earlier on did his share. Your chairman did his job, and you have your political leader coming to speak to you. And obviously, she has a message that she has to give to you. So I am proud, as I almost call the grandfather of the new National Party. Proud to see how the party continued to protect the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. So I am a happy man. I'm at peace. I love every single one of you. Take care. St. Mark's, all the best.
Move it. Yes, we move it. Move it. NNP, we move it. Move it. Yes, we move it. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. All people, it's
I know Dr. Modest, Dr. Mayana Charles would have forced Dr. Mitchell, because having been served this kind of fire before, you had to stay calm. Yeah, you had to stay calm, Doc, this evening. Yes, folks, before we call on our final speaker this evening, don't forget, what is happening Sunday after church? What is happening Sunday after church? What is happening Sunday after church? Where? What time? Open session would be at what time? Delegates, you have to do what? Right, so I need not to say much. So convention is definitely happening this Sunday at St. Patrick's, McDonald's College, the closed session. All delegates, you know the criteria in which you would have to be part of the delegation for each constituency. You need to do so if you're a party member and ensure that you do all that is supposed to be done by this and Sunday after you cook the rice and peas with the oil dog and all the other nice things, all right? So folks, we move on. Ladies and gentlemen, historically, this is our first female political leader of the new National Party. She has served Grenada as a Minister of Education, Youth, Sports, and Culture. And she brings to you, ladies and gentlemen, a track record for fighting for children and more so that of women and teachers in Grenada. Her vision for the new National Party is clear. A Grenada where every family has the opportunity, every community has the voice, and every young person has a future. St. Max, please help me welcome in our political leader in none other than Honorable Emmeline Pear this evening.
NNP, we're marching on to victory.
Grenada, Carriacou, and P.T. Martinique, good night to every single one of you. Tonight I greet the chairman of the party, the most outstanding and accomplished former Prime Minister of this country, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Claudius Mitchell. I greet, of course, tonight my colleagues, Brother Adrian Joseph, put your hands together. I greet tonight Brother Robert White, put your hands together. And the Lady of St. Mark, put your hands together for Sister Mayana Charles. And I'll tell you something. After the next general elections, they will be your representatives in the House of Parliament to serve you, the people of this country, to serve St. Mark. Sister Mayana, St. Mark is depending on you. I want to also, in her absence, she stepped out, to recognize a stalwart, a woman fighter, someone who has represented not just St. Mark, but Grenada, Carriacou, and P.T. Martinique. And what touches my heart is the way that she stands with Sister Mayana to ensure that St. Mark remains in the house of the new National Party. Brothers and sisters, loyal supporters of the NNP, I'm touched every meeting. Those of you who make the sacrifice, whether virtually or in person, put your hands together for yourself. You are the blood of the NNP. Brothers and sisters, tonight, I want to address a subject that I was told today
that I should stay clear of because it possesses political risk. That's what I was told today. I was told, brothers and sisters, you know these people and them, be careful what you say about them. Brothers and sisters, I say to you tonight, I took a risk to come into the politics. A risk I've never regretted. And if I took a risk to come into the politics, brothers and sisters, I'm prepared to take a bigger risk to speak on behalf of the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. But tonight, brothers and sisters, I speak on behalf of the people who comprise as much as 50% of our population. I feel proud to speak on behalf of our women tonight, and I shall not be afraid. Because I say to you, no weapon formed against me shall ever prosper, and every tongue that rises up is already condemned. So I speak for our women tonight. I said today, brothers and sisters, that I receive a call from a troubled mother. There are many mothers in the audience tonight. A mother who was carrying a pain for her daughter. A woman who was in fear of even making a phone call because based on the situation in that home, she is fearful of her daughter losing her job. Brothers and sisters, mothers feel something for their children that very few people can feel. So when she called me, I felt her pain as a mother. But she said to me, brothers and sisters, there's no one that could explain the experience as my daughter can. And she allowed me to speak to her daughter. I don't have a girl child, but no mother in Grenada, no mother in the world would want their daughter to experience what this young lady said that she experienced. No mother. But I say to you tonight, even if you are not a mother, any person with a heart would grieve for this young woman for what she experienced on her job, according to her story. Brothers and sisters, this young woman and the other one who called, they both had similar experiences of sexual assault and harassment on their jobs. And according to them, by members of a delegation invited to Grenada on invitation from the government of Grenada. You know what is hurtful about this situation? Is that there are people who are prepared to defend the Deacon Mitchell administration to their graves and don't care one thing about the pain that people feel. So when one person said, a supporter of the current government, when one person said, why they don't go and make a report to the police? the first thing I say, I'm convinced that these people have no heart. You must be heartless, that your response can be that you blame the young woman who was sexually harassed on their jobs for not making a report. Do you know what it's like to lose your job in Grenada today? I could only imagine the trauma that they feel, not just from the experience, but from the thoughts involved. Brothers and sisters, but not just that. I ask tonight, since when the Royal Grenada Police Force has stopped gathering intelligence to act on behalf of the people of this country? Since when? Since when, brothers and sisters? Since when? The Minister for National Security has stopped receiving intelligence, and now it means that a person must go to report a crime, that an investigation would take place. Since when? Brothers and sisters, I ask tonight, what has happened to the special unit within the Royal Grenada Police Force that is supposed to be protecting women and women who are in circumstances of this nature? I can tell you for a fact that they have investigated cases before when no one came forward to make a report. But somehow this case happens to be different because we are talking about friends of the Prime Minister. What a shame. What a shame. And I say tonight, brothers and sisters, that no woman in this country, no woman in this country is supposed to experience what these women said that they have faced. No woman. And that is why I say to you tonight, I will stand with the women of this country. The new National Party will stand and speak on behalf of the women of our country without fear, without favor. Because it is unacceptable to stay quiet when people are depending on us to speak on their behalf. Tonight, brothers and sisters, I remind us that our women deserve respect. Our women deserve to be protected in this country, not to be taken advantage of. And that is why tonight I am demanding of the Prime Minister and Minister for National Security, the cabinet of this country, the Royal Grenada Police Force, I am demanding tonight an investigation into what has happened over the last few days. And the NNP will not stay quiet until an investigation is launched into this matter. Brothers and sisters, we are monitoring this situation and we will stand with our women. But you know, rather than looking into the plight and the pain of our women, you know what one member of the NDC said? As they usually do, the default setting when things go wrong. Why didn't NNP do for women in 23 years? That's the excuse over and over and over. Failure has caused that default response. And so tonight, brothers and sisters, I'll do two more things. One, I'm going to share with you and remind us of some of the things that the new National Party has done for the women of this country. And I want to share with you some of the plans that we have for you, the women of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Brothers and sisters, it was the NNP that established the first shelter for women in this country, NNP. It was the NNP that would have passed the landmark Domestic Violence Act in 2001, NNP. Brothers and sisters, it was the NNP that would have established the program for adolescent mothers, letting young women know that education is a right and is not a privilege. Brothers and sisters, the NNP ratify the Convention to protect the rights of children in this country. We ratify conventions that are aimed at eliminating violence against women in this country, NNP. We spearheaded, brothers and sisters, the harmonization of family law and domestic violence legislation, not just here in Grenada, but in the entire OECS region, NNP. We expanded opportunities for women to excel beyond traditional roles and occupations. It was the NNP. And I say to you tonight, we proudly supported women in business and other areas of investment and development, investing millions in the fight against gender-based violence and strengthening of support systems for the women of our country. Brothers and sisters, that was the new national party, and the list goes on and on and on. But we have not just served women. Brothers and sisters, the NNP, under the leadership of Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, has a legacy of placing women at the table of decision making. Brothers and sisters, the history is there for us to see. In 2022, guess what? Grenada ranked within the first 10 countries in the entire world for representation of women in the parliament. 2022, before the last election, that was NNP placing women at the table of decision making. Brothers and sisters, do you know what position we are placed today in 2026? We are almost 50th, 50, from 9 to 50 in terms of our representation, brothers and sisters, in the parliament. Guess what? NNP believes in women representation. So, brothers and sisters, tonight, I say to every woman out there, stand tall, stand strong. Do not allow anyone to take away your dignity, because as women, we are proud fighters. We are proud mothers, proud sisters, because I say to us tonight, we have a place in this society. And I know tonight that I can say without a doubt that most of the men in this country believe in our women. Most of the men in this country, brothers and sisters, support our women, protect our women, take care of our women. And I want to say to those men, continue to love us, because we appreciate you. We value you for how you protect us and care for us as women. So tonight, brothers and sisters, I share with you 6 things that the NNP will do when we return to office. And I want you to look forward for the women's agenda in our manifesto. Number 1, brothers and sisters, we would strengthen systems and programs to protect our women against abuse and harassment, especially on the job. We will strengthen those systems. We will provide greater access to financial support and business opportunities to continue to empower our women of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Brothers and sisters, millions of dollars were invested before, and we want to ensure that our women continue to find opportunities. Brothers and sisters, we are going to expand training and educational opportunities for all of our women, especially at the community level, because we want to ensure that NNP continues to give priority to women's development. Brothers and sisters, we will provide support, particularly for single mothers and for vulnerable families in our communities. You will not be left behind. So the stories we heard tonight of women who cannot send their children to school, I say to you, NNP is coming back. Sister Mayana is coming. Brother White is coming. Brother Adrian is coming. And we are going to put special programs in place for women and our mothers. 5, brothers and sisters, we will continue to open doors for women in leadership with continued opportunities for building leadership capacity. So young women out there who want to serve, we will create the enabling conditions and we will give you the support so that your dreams can become a reality. 6, brothers and sisters, we will implement special programs to strengthen and support families and to instill high moral values in our boys and in our girls. So when boys grow up, they learn how to respect our women. Brothers and sisters, the NNP will continue to protect and serve our women. So tonight I say to you, when the new National Party return, you can trust us. You can trust us. We have never promised you, brothers and sisters, just to win your vote. You know the history of the new National Party. And so, brothers and sisters, I say to you, the team of the new National Party is ready to serve you again. Brothers and sisters, the team of the new National Party is ready for the bell to return to serve you again. And that is why, brothers and sisters, I say to you tonight, our convention will be held on Sunday. And do you know that in our convention we elect new officers? But this is a special convention. Because more than likely, this will be the last convention before the next general elections. And so I tell you tonight, if you are not registered, you should not let tomorrow pass before going to get registered. If there are people in your household who are not registered, you have a responsibility to protect Grenada, to protect Carriacou, and to protect Petit Martinique. Brothers and sisters, if you have never helped to canvass the voters list, I say to you now more than ever, you are required to play your part. So we're looking for all kinds of names, especially those strange ones on the list. You have a role to play. I have a role to play. And together, brothers and sisters, we are going to ensure that Grenada, Carriacou, and P.T. Martinique receives a team that cares about the people of this country, a team that puts women as a central part of the development of this country. We fear no one. We fear no one. So tonight I close by saying to the social media bullies, you can say as much as you want, but for not as long as you want. Because a day is coming, brothers and sisters. I say a day is coming when the people of this country will have a say and God will have the final say. So I encourage you, brothers and sisters, stand tonight, because after every long night comes a morning. And I ask you tonight, are you ready, brothers and sisters, for change in Grenada, Carriacou, and P.T. Martinique? Are you ready, brothers and sisters, for better in this country? NNP, better for Grenada, better for everybody. Stand with me tonight, brothers and sisters, because this country deserves better. Put your hands together for your country. Grenada needs every single one of you. May God bless you. May God bless you tonight.
For your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. Yes, every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. You know I love your voice. Led me through the fire in darkest nights. You are close like no other. You know I've known you as a father. You know I've known you as a friend. And I have believed in the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good and so good. Every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Ooh, yeah. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything, oh Lord. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Come and we sing it again. Your goodness is running after, oh no 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 no, me, running me down. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything. Oh, your goodness is running after, it's running after me.
Yes. So, folks, don't forget this Sunday at St. Patrick's, we are going to be having our convention. And let me say this, folks, before we leave, let us trust the new National Party Facebook page. all our constituency. I think the political leader, you're going to be at a chill on Friday. Yes? All right. So, folks, thank you so very much for coming out this evening. The political leader, the party chairman, or parliamentary representative, the candidates for St. Patrick's East, St. Patrick's Northwest, St. George's Northwest, and St. Mark's. Thank you so very much. God blessings, and get home safely, all right? We have an ice cold bar on the outside. We have an ice cold